Now then, welcome back to another episode of Avant 3 on the FTOG server. Welcome back. Now there's been a lot of changes around here. For one, we have virtually given up on mechanism. The multi-block structures, the tanks, which were over there. Well, I had lots of tanks everywhere. And the dynamic tanks that hold the liquid, they've all kind of been ripped from the server. We've decided to get rid of them because it was proving a lot of problems for the server and our own frame rates. Now, I don't get a great frame rate at the minute anyway because of all the things that's going on in my spaceship. But it's a lot better without the stuttering and freezing. We've been over all this in previous episodes. But today, I want to test something out. And I've been getting a lot of quartz essence together because, well, I need a lot of quartz. I found that my stores of nether quartz were down to 31. So I've just made some sprouts and done a few bits and pieces to make some nether quartz appear in my inventory as soon as possible. One set of these things, these are pretty awesome, aren't they? Look at that. Oh yes, 4 stacks, maybe 5 stacks. That's pretty good. I'm going to need a lot of quartz and a lot of iron for the mod that I'm going to be messing around with today. Now, I've been reserved about this particular mod. This particular mod is, I don't know, in my mind, it is a copy of an original idea. But when it comes down to it, I believe it's more of a copy of the original version of the idea. It'll make sense in a minute, right? You all know, or at least most of you may know, those that have been around a long time, that I love Applied Energistics. Applied Energistics. And Applied Energistics 2 just took the whole thing a little bit further than the original Applied Energistics. Now, that being said, I still liked Applied Energistics 2, but I do believe that the original Applied Energistics 1 was super simple and really cool for playing around with. Now, because it's super simple and really cool to be playing around with, it's been copied in its own style by Refined Storage, this thing here. Now, Refined Storage is basically AE1. It even looks the same, the icons are the same, the blocks look a bit the same. They're all new and different, but they all virtually look the same. It's kind of a throwback to the original Applied Energistics, which is good, but I was reserved on the fact that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do something that was a copy of the original. I didn't want to copy the original. Let's throw all that back in there. So I've got 4 stacks. That should do me for now. A copy of the original is just still a copy to me, but there is no original Applied Energistics anymore. And it was, at the time, Refined Storage was out before Applied Energistics 2 in this version of Minecraft. So it was a good stopgap, a good substitute. But is it better than Applied Energistics 2? Probably not, in my mind. Applied Energistics 2 is the original concept, idea, and everything's good. But people want a storage system. And this easy storage system, we've been having plenty of problems with easy storage. Now, it's a good, cheap, early game functioning storage, but we've had problems with like blocks loading and rendering in and all sorts of things with easy storage. So we've been kind of taking it out and removing it slowly but surely. But these modular storage systems from RF Tools, while they're brilliant, I like them. This one in particular, the mobile one, keeps like cutting out. There we go. There's a cutout right on cue. It keeps cutting out, which means sometimes you can throw items into the inventory, and just as it disconnects or cuts out, it will then lose the item forever. And that's not good, is it? That's not good. And the easy storage, well, we've had... I can't remember exactly what the problems are. I think it's like crafting, shift-clicking and crafting sometimes takes everything out and crashes the server. I think it's something like that. I've not really encountered the problem more than once or twice, so I'm not so bothered. But it doesn't have like sorting options and things. It doesn't have like inventory sorting options and things. It's got a search and it's got a crafting grid, which is awesome. It's got quite a lot of space when you add more blocks to it. But that then becomes a kind of a thing where the more blocks you add to it, the more space it's got inside it. Whereas AE was always about a disk space. You could add more disks to a drive, right? And this is also the problem with this. You can have a 300 in your drive, as it were. So you can have 300 stacks, which is quite a lot in most cases. It's quite a lot. I mean, I've got quite a lot of things in here. Lots of different stacks. But again, no real easy sorting and organising, and it keeps flickering. So both of these have got their own little problems. And this inventory panel, well, you need lots and lots of cable and lots of remote sensor upgrades in order to make this work. And then you also need the liquids. You also need the fluids going in, as well as the items being connected through the item conduits. So that's all good as well. I like that. All three different storage systems are good in their own way, and I like them for different reasons. I like the inventory panel because it stores items in open storage, so I can see where the items are. So I've got all of these stored in storage drawers, and I can see how much at a glance I've got in here. I can get items out of here from my storage drawers around the ship, and items can go into storage drawers and chests and things as well. This is good because I can throw in all sorts of random stuff and do crafting and searching for things. I like that. And the RF Tools has this remote storage option where we can add in a remote storage module set to a different destination disk and have the same storage everywhere, a bit like an ender chest, which is very cool as well, especially the way I've been using it to have imports or incoming goods in through this remote ID 14. Wherever I have a remote ID 14 modular storage, it receives the items and then I can distribute them and all that kind of stuff. So they've all got good advantages. Today I want to check out refined storage and see what kind of advantages we get from that. So, without further ado, it is very similar to Applied Energistics 1 in that we need a controller first, and I think I can find a controller. Can I find a controller, please? There's a controller. Okay. So a controller requires this quartz enriched iron, which I've just been making, a diamond, a machine casing, and some silicon. Okay. The machine casing is simply one of those. Let's make a few of those because I'm sure I'm going to need them. Okay, all 8. That'll do. And then the controller needs silicon and diamonds. Well, I think I've probably got plenty of diamonds. Silicon, though, I'm not sure if I've got silicon. It doesn't look like I've got the silicon in here. Do I have some more silicon in here? Well, there's some diamonds. Let's take a stack of diamonds. And no, there's no silicon in here. So we'll take some sand. And we'll go and process the sand in the Ender IO, which was always a thing for Applied Energistics as well. We were always processing silicon that way. Have we got any silicon in here at the minute? No. Okay, so let's... I think it's cooking. Is it cooking or grinding? Might be grinding. Grinding sand to make silicon. Yes. Okay. So with the uber quick, this shouldn't take too long to make a decent amount of silicon to get started. So silicon, 40 silicon. There we go. That's good. All right. And I'll dump this sand in there so I can make some more of that in a bit. So should be easy. All this should be easy. Let's go into here and let's do that controller again. The controller there. Okay. And pop. No. So it's that. It's this. It's one of those in the middle and some silicon around the outside there. Okay, so now we have the controller. That is one controller per system in the same way as Applied Energistics is. So we need to provide that with power, and that will be the hub, the main point of the entire system, which is awesome. Next up, we're going to need a solderer. Where's the solderer when it's at home? It looks like that. That's it, a solderer. So we need a couple of sticky pistons. Do I have what it takes to make a sticky piston? Do I have any sticky pistons already? Do I have some in this storage? This is the other problem with having so many different storages, different types of storage. I've got items in different places all over the place. No, I do not. But do I have everything I need to make some pistons in here? Yes, I do. Let's make 8. Okay, ran out, but 8's enough. And then a couple of these. Boom. 1, 2. Okay, and throw the rest in there. Good. Now, crafting all over. I'd like to kind of find a way to get everything all in together. See, that also doesn't take items out your inventory, this easy crafting, easy storage, which is another little issue. It takes a little bit longer to do things because you're not getting them out in the right way. Okay, solder needs to be connected to a controller by placing it adjacent or by connecting it with a cable. Okay, and we're also going to need a disk drive. A disk drive in the solderer is a machine casing, a chest, and an advanced processor. An advanced processor in a solderer is printed silicon and printed advanced processor. Printed advanced processor is a diamond in the solderer, okay, and the silicon is silicon in a solderer. Okay, so we need the solderer and we need power. Where am I going to put it? Well, I want to put it here. I want to put it in this gap here. I want one system here. I also want a system in over there, but for right now, I've got to find another location that's going to be good for it. So I'm going to just jury rig this up and adapt this out. So I'll put a controller in there. That's now got power. Awesome. And it's got some quadrants. I don't know what that's all about. Nothing. Okay. Redstone, ignore redstone signal. Okay, no problem. I'm not gonna do anything with that. And then put the solderer on it. Okay, the solderer should now have power. Let's make 2 of those. Get that started, and we need some redstone as well, don't we? We need some redstone for the other part of the soldering. Let's take that 40 out of there. Okay, good. Good to go. Okay, so it's made a printed advanced circuit. That's good. And another one, just in case. And we'll do one with silicon. We'll just do them one at a time. This is very much more simple to do than the original, and in fact the AE2 is. So it's very much more simple than it was originally. And that's a good thing, because I used to love Applied Energistics because it was so simple. Because you could connect it up all over the place and you could autocraft things and do cool stuff with it. I liked that. I did. Disk drive, what did I need? That. Okay, and a chest. And I think I've got chests in here, haven't I? Yes, I do. Okay. All good. So, that was done in there as well, wasn't it? Was that done in there? Yeah, it was done in the solderer as well. So I've got to solder all this together. So I solder a chest, a machine casing, and an advanced processor together, and I end up with a disk drive. And from the disk drive, then I can make some disks. So how are we going to make the disks? We've got upgrades, we've got storage disks. There's a 1K storage disk. Okay. So a 1K storage disk requires a 1K storage part, some of this, some glass, and some redstone. A 1K storage part requires some quite clear glass. Quite clear glass or any glass? Now that is the question. Is it just cycling through all glass? It is cycling through all glass. Okay, so it's all glass and redstone. Good. There's the disk drive. So now the disk drive, does it connect to the rest of it? Let's take this block out. Put it in there so it's definitely connected to that. Okay, now it's... Aha! Now it's telling me what's on the system. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that the controller shows things like that. That's a good addition in comparison to the original version. But we need glass. Do I have glass in here? I do have 5 glass in there. I have 5 quite clear glass as well in there. Let me see if I've got any glass anywhere else. Nope. And yes. Okay, we've got some glass in there. So we've got plenty of glass. That's good. Let's see about getting the rest of this silicon 30. That'll do. Alright, so I've got more than enough now of silicon. Good, good. So now we can craft up some disk drives. Let's get another stack of redstone out, because there's a lot of redstone in the next recipe, isn't there? I could do crafting in here as well. I know I should be able to do crafting in there. Why don't I do crafting in there? I'm not sure. Because it does work like that. Let's refill from my inventory. That's also a good thing. Let's make 10. Okay. And we'll take all 10 of those. Good, good. And then we can upgrade to a 1K storage disk like this. We get the storage housing, we put the 1K in it. What can we do to upgrade to the next K? So 4K requires a few of these and some basic processors to make 4K storage. So I could make 3 of those at the minute, which would then upgrade into the next level up, a 16K. Yeah, which improved processors. Improved processors is that, which is gold. Okay, let's get some gold. Where's the gold when I need it? I just passed it. There it is. Okay, so I've got a little bit of soldering processing to do. That's the first thing. And I think that first one was iron. Was it iron? Basic was iron. Yeah. Let me just check this. I've got those already. I'm going to do these, which needs basic processors, which is printed iron. Okay, so I've got a few soldering recipes to sort out. Alright, well, I think that's all my soldering done, finally. It takes a little while. I went off, made myself a sandwich for lunch and all that kind of stuff as well. So, let's see. The 16K is what we're after. Needed 4 improved processors and 3 4K storage parts to make a 16K. So 4, 8, 12 makes 16 because of the extra processors. That makes sense, and it's very similar to how Applied Energistics does it as well. To make the 4K storage parts, I need those. So let's put that into there and take 3 of those out. Job's done. And then that we can do like so. So we've got a 16K storage drive and a 1K storage drive or part left over. Now the actual storage case itself was very simple, and we can make a couple of those. Let's add that in and make 2, and then we just simply add the storage part to the storage drive, and we end up with the storage disk. Easy a peasy. What's this plus sign? Store the current crafting recipe. I didn't realise we had that. There's something new every day. Okay, so we've got 2 of those now, which we should be able to just put into the storage drive up here. Now, can we left click them? No, we can't. Can we left click? No. Can we right click? No, we opened it up with a right click. So let's put the storage drives on there. That should be a whitelist, I'm guessing. So we'll put those in there. So we've got 17K of storage. All right. Now, how do we access that? How do we access this to have stuff to look at so we can craft stuff and do stuff? Well, I'm guessing that it is going to be something in here called access controller or something. Relay, grid, crafting grid. A crafting grid requires a grid with a crafting table and an advanced processor. So the advanced processor is just simply that. So we'll quickly do one of those. And we've got one of those already. So that and a redstone, job's a good one. Now, does this work with shift clicking? Can I shift click those in? Yes, I can. And it does it. That's nice as well. It's nice that it knows which slots the recipe goes in, which is good. Okay, so that should then make the advanced processor. What was I looking for? A crafting grid. So the grid itself is some construction cores, improved, and destructive cores. Aha! The deconstructor and constructor cores. That was a Applied Energistics thing as well. Bit of glowstone and a basic processor. Okay, so we'll save that. So we're going to need a couple of basic processors. I may as well do the rest of those while we're at it. And I'm also going to need some glowstone. Where did I put all my glowstone? Well, there's glowstone blocks in there, so that means the glowstone loose. Glowstone loose anywhere? No. Okay, so it's all glowstone blocks in this case. Okay, let's... we're going to smash it. Well, I can smash it. I can do some smashing. I only get 3 at a time, but still. I guess there'll be a hammer recipe or something to do this. There we go. Alright, that'll do. And I'll put the rest back. My return area doesn't always cycle things out. I don't know why. I think maybe I need to put the in-out correctly onto the different areas just to make sure that works. Okay, we got some printed circuits. The grid. We need this, which is one of those. So we need basic printed iron as well. So we need, let's get a couple of those going. What was the other one? So that was the constructive. Destructive is a bit of nether quartz. We don't have any nether quartz on us again. Let's get the stack of quartz out. Oh man, this will be so much easier when I've got something auto crafting sorted out. That's that basic. Okay, so that is that and that. It does the clicking in with the NEI as well, or the JEI. I like that as well. That's good. There's these little subtle differences, almost like Applied Energistics 1 got taken and improved, which I like. I like that. And that one was that and that. Okay, and the other one was that and that. So I need a second processor. Aha. There we go. All right, and then I should be able to craft these together in my inventory. So we do one with that to make the deconstruct, and we do the other one with glowstone to make the constructor. That one with glowstone to make the constructor. Yep, that's good. Okay, so we got those two. And next up we needed improved processors, which is those things. Okay, so I've got a couple of those. I need another couple of silicon. Have I run out of silicon? Yes, I have. Okay, let's figure that out. There's a lot of crafting in this to get started, isn't there? There's a lot of crafting. Okay, let's run some more sand through there. Get 2 more silicon. 2 more silicon, thank you very much. At least it's fairly quick, and I've got everything available to me to be able to do all this kind of stuff. Let's make 2 of those. It could be a lot worse, couldn't it? It could be Applied Energistics 2 worse, where you've got to grow crystals in water and all that kind of stuff. Now, I enjoy playing with Applied Energistics. I already had some of those. I could make it worse by just making it worse myself, couldn't I? Yeah, Applied Energistics has always been kind of cool. I've always enjoyed it, but I don't know. I don't know where this one's supposed to pick up where the other one left off, to be honest. I'm still unconvinced, but I am impressed by how legitimately unique it is in comparison to the original Applied Energistics. Even though it is almost a carbon copy, it's got some very unique features, which I like. Okay, there's the improved 2 of those. So now a grid should be that. Okay, so I just need a crafting grid for that. Let's use this one. I can't use that one because that doesn't keep stuff out of my inventory. Crafting grid, boom, let's take it. Got it, sorted, good. And do I have any crafting tables? Doesn't look like I've got a spare crafting table in here. Nope, so let's grab a crafting table out of birch, why not? Okay, and then clear that off. So this one was advanced processor, the grid, and the crafting table in the solderer. Of course, you would solder this thing together. Yep, all good. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. Hopefully this will access my storage and give me a crafting grid, which is awesome. And that will allow me to start upgrading all sorts of things. It didn't take me too long to make these storage cells. The 64K storage will take a fair while, but it's not too long-winded. Once you've got the storage and the crafting system that works, it's not too bad. Now let's see, can I access this? Put that there. Yes. Another thing I don't like is that this doesn't change. When you've got drives in there, it's not showing any difference in here, which the original AE did exceptionally well. And you could tell where your storage drives were, and you could access them quickly and easily. This has also got 8 slots and 8, yeah, that's right. Okay, so if I put something in there now, has that got some storage on it? Yeah, it's got 30 on it, which is 30 items. So items don't get stored as bits of items. Bits of items always seem to be a good idea to me, because you could store more bits. The first item made a large quantity of your bits for like the initial item, and then it was very cheap to store more. So it's kind of combining the Applied Energistics 1 with this easy storage system, which does item for space. One item equals one space, basically, which is good, and I like. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I'll give it that. So all I have to do now is just continue to create and craft this kind of stuff. I'm going to need some cables. What's the cable recipe like? That's not too bad. And it keeps the grid there active, just the same as Applied Energistics 1, which is good. I like that as well. What other options have we got? Importers. Need a couple of cores and a cable. Okay, and I presume there's an external storage one to link into something external, as long as it's got a cable connected. That'll be good. Wireless transmitters, so we can do it all wirelessly as well. That's nice. And a crafter. Ooh, a crafter. So we can do the auto crafting as well at some point. Process pattern encoder. Only used for creating processing patterns. For regular crafting pattern creation, use the pattern grid. Okay. Network transmitter, network receiver, network transmitter and receiver. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research onto the transmitters and receivers and go a little bit beyond the basics. Now, the new refined storage stuff is quite cool. I'm going to jump into this mode so you can see me. I'm doing an outro. The new stuff is pretty cool. I like it. I like playing with new stuff. When it reminds me of something familiar, like an old mod that I used to play around with a lot and love, then I can get to grips with it faster, which is good. Unlike some of the newer mods, which just completely unique, and you've never seen some of the techniques and technologies and crafting styles before. But with Applied Energistics 2 now coming out for this version of Minecraft, I'm torn whether I want to carry on using refined storage or whether I would prefer to use Applied Energistics 2, because Applied Energistics 2 was created by the original concept designer, whereas this is taking the original concept and making improvements on it. I'll give it that. It has made some improvements on it, but it's basically copying the original concept and improving on it. Whereas Applied Energistics 2 is taking the original concept and making it much more difficult and much more in-depth and much more an advanced version of the original concept. And I like that too. But would we all jump up and shout if somebody did Thaumcraft 1 as under a different name, while Thaumcraft 4 is coming out or Thaumcraft 5 is coming out, because they're no longer producing Thaumcraft 1? Would a Thaumian craft or a Thaumianonomicon craft or something magic craft or wizard craft or something, if that came out, would it be a copy of the original? Would it be an improvement on the original? Would it be filling a stopgap to fill the gap? Or would it be just simply a copy of the original idea, brought out with some improvements in order to fill a gap in the market, as it were? I don't know. Leave your comments down below. Little discussion down below. Don't make it too personal. Let's just agree to disagree if we're going to disagree, and just put our opinions down in the comments below, and I look forward to reading them. Thank you all very much for watching another episode on the Avant 3 FTOG server. I will see you very soon for some more. Goodbye.